The 22nd edition of the Commonwealth Games are going to kickstart in Birmingham, and the Indian contingent is 200 plus strong. They will be participating in discipline that are close to around 20. But I think the focus is also going to be the three new disciplines that have been included this time around. That is the women's T20 cricket, as well as 3x3 basketball and 3x3 basketball for the wheelchair athletes. But it's not so much about the disciplines that have been included. I think it is the ones that have been excluded that will have a major focus on how the Indian contingent performs at these games. Now, before we take a look at the key disciplines that will be missing in this edition of the game, let's take a look at a few key athletes that will be missing from the Indian contingent. The first name that comes to your mind is that, of course, of Neeraj Chopra, the current Olympic champion. Let's not forget that he's also the current Commonwealth champion. He's pulled out because of a groin injury. Other than that, you won't see India's famous badminton player, the Queen Bee of Indian badminton, Saina Nehwal. MC Mary Kom is also missing out, but that doesn't mean that you don't have a lot of young guns. We'll get to the young guns that have replaced some of these more established and recognized Indian players. But the two disciplines not being here are going to hurt India's medal chances, and those are, of course, shooting and archery. Traditionally, India have done well, especially when it comes to shooting, because 27% of India's total medals at the Commonwealth Games have come in shooting, and shooting is not going to be part of this edition of the game. 63 medals is what India have won in total, 63 gold medals that India has won in total in the Commonwealth Games. When it comes to archery, a total of 3 gold medals they've won if you take a look at the all-time list. So those are the two disciplines that India would be missing on, but that doesn't mean that India will not have a rich haul of medal. Let's take a look at how India has performed so far in the Commonwealth Games. Out of the total of 502 medals India has won at the Commonwealth Games so far, 71% of them have come in 3 events: that's shooting, weightlifting and wrestling. As we pointed out that there is no shooting this time around. Weightlifting and wrestling, of course, will be there. Few big names to watch out in wrestling. You'll have Vinesh Phogat. You will also have someone like a Bajrang Punia who's won medal, and also some very prominent weightlifters as well. Mirabai Chanu is that one that comes to your mind, also an Olympic medalist. So those are the areas that India would look to perform. Now, how did India fare in the previous edition? Let's take a look at the edition last time around in 2018. India got a rich haul of 66 medals. That included 26 gold medals, 20 silver, as well as 20 bronze. This was India's third best finish at the Commonwealth Games. Remember, the best finish came in 2010 and then 2002 as well. They had a very good finish in the Commonwealth Games. But lest we forget, India's performance in 2010 may have been backed by the fact that India were also the host nations, and you tend to see that host nations do well in whichever tournament that they're organizing. What can you expect from the young guns? This is something that I mentioned at the start of the video. So if MC Mary Kom is not around, you have someone like a Nikat Zareen, who's an upcoming star, so watch out for her. Manika Batra was another star that stood out last time around in the Commonwealth Games. And in table tennis, India does fairly well in the Commonwealth Games. In badminton, we spoke about no Saina Nehwal, but you'll have PV Sindhu, you'll have a young player like Lakshya Sen. So watch out for these stars in this time at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham.